Hi, this is Paraniod Peter again, and this time I want to talk about the movie Earth 2100. There's a documentary series about, well, not documentary, it was just a documentary movie about the future. It was on, it was ABC, I can't remember, a few months back. But the movie, in my view, is a good idea. We're starting to show people what the future is going to be like. And a lot of people just don't realise. They think it's business as usual. This generation will be as good as the last, sort of thing, but it's not. It's going to be in for a rude awakening, we are. But that 2100 movie about the girl, the fictitious girl Lucy, born in the year 2000. Well, I liked it. But I think the dates were all a bit wonky. The dates were just a bit off. They can't. I don't think New York or even America is going to last that long. They didn't say anything about running out of electricity. They did say about running out of oil. And they did say about Greensburg. Well, Greensburg's biggest mistake was having the National Geographic documentary about it, because everyone knows where it is. They did talk about Vegas running out of water. So a lot of the things that they talked about will happen. I just think their time frames were a bit too long. I can't see New York. She left New York 70, I think it was 2070 or something, 2070. New York was, that's when the city finally come unglued. But I don't think New York will last that long. I don't think big cities will last that long. They can't. Once the cheap oil goes and the cheap electricity goes, then cities will just start to crumble. There's no backups. Even now, most of it, the economic crisis has actually started a new campaign in gardening, so people are actually starting to garden again. But we haven't got personal recycling of water, which I thought China should do, because they know they're running out of water, but they're not really doing very much about it. And I thought personal recycling should come in, what they call it, grey water recycling or something, which is basically illegal in lots of places. And I think, especially in suburbia, when you live in a house, you should have a water tank out the side of your house collecting rainwater, because water is going to go. When electricity goes, then you can't pump the water, so there's going to be water's going to go. So you do actually need something, some backup systems, but no one's actually explaining, or not many people are explaining how to do it. And I think that's the big problem now. Everyone's looking at Copenhagen. They're all looking at carbon dioxide as the killer, the culprit, the reason, when it's just us. There's just too many of us. And when the crunch comes, there's no way, I don't think there's any way that a city of, well, over a few million people that just cannot survive. There's no way you can bring all that food into the cities. If there's no water, then people, they just got to leave. And the cities, the living capacity of the city will, the equilibrium, it will stabilize itself out there. There won't be any huge conglomerate cities. Like China, they were talking, China's got a number of cities over 20 million. Well, you can't sustain a city of 20 million without cheap oil, without cheap electricity. So cities are going to collapse. But even now, I think they say they maintain the best cities for quality of life. Cities around, I think it's 1 million. But even a 1 million city would have problems adjusting to no oil, or cheap oil, or expensive oil, and expensive electricity, and therefore expensive water. So that story, the documentary 2100, I liked it, as I said, and it's a good idea we're having them, but the time frames are too far out, and there's not really enough what do you say, horror in the future. People just can't see past what's happening now. But when the Roman Empire collapsed, it took them, I think historians are saying, it took human civilization 1,500 years to reach the technology the Romans had before they collapsed. So when we collapse, we're going to lose a lot too. The Romans lost a lot. They didn't build a stone building for 300 years after the Romans collapsed. And all the technology of the Romans just got lost. And that's what's going to happen to us. And I think the only one problem is, I think I'm going to be around to see it, or see the start of it. You know, what a life. Anyway, I'll leave it there, a nice doom and gloom note. Start gardening or saving water or something. Anyway, this is Paranoid Peter signing off again. All the best for the future.